Welcome back. 10 to 7. We're going live to Australia for the latest on the Ashes very shortly. But first, when it comes to the nation's drinking habits, images of binge drinkers out on the town spring to mind. In fact, the reality is Britain's heaviest boozers are drinking at home and don't realise that they could be damaging their health. The smoking ban, cheap booze, strict drink driving laws perhaps mean most of us are drinking in our homes and are unaware of the risks.
Wow. OK, that is quite a lot of wine, isn't it?
I mean, that is the equivalent of 7 bottles of wine. So that's a bottle of wine a night.
Gosh, and I'm probably drinking more than that as well.
Yeah, you told me you occasionally drink more than that. And can you guess how many units of alcohol there are in that lot?
I know that that's got to be about 70 units of alcohol, and that's way over.
Recommended for a woman, maximum a week, I think, is 14. So you're drinking kind of more than that a night, really.
Well, we all gobsmacked. And Gillian's here at Gillian Logan. That's the first time you've seen that bit of the documentary from tonight. Someone's called it the breakfast bar of shame. And what did you think when you saw all that?
It is quite a shock to see it all laid out in one place. And it really makes you think, wow, because you just, the odd glass a night, you don't think about it, but putting it all together, it's like, good grief.
Absolutely. And Dr. Hillary, I mean, do you see more of this? The young professional women who are drinking in their homes, perfectly normal, you know, and yet they're doing damage to their livers and so on that they don't know?
Oh, definitely. I mean, we have this image of the problem drinkers being binge drinkers who go out, get paralytic, see them in the gutter, and drinking a lot occasionally. But actually, we've got a lot of people who are drinking at home in secret. They come home, they think they deserve a drink, they've worked for it, they've worked hard, and this is their reward to de-stress. But actually, when you add up that constant nightly drinking in excess of the maximum recommended amount, you've got a lot of people who are developing fatty liver disease, and 1/4 of those will develop hepatitis due to alcohol, and 1/5 of those will develop alcoholic cirrhosis.
Gillian.
So it's
and
a
the
big
rest
problem.
of us, but
yeah.
Because it's steady drinking, Gillian, as well, I suppose you're not really feeling the effects. I mean, you see that in one go and you think, well, you must be plastered putting that away every week. But if it's steady, I suppose you weren't feeling drunk at any point.
No, not most of the time, no, because you sort of... I've been travelling into London with work, so I'd start drinking on the train on the way home. That sounds really bad, but...
It doesn't sound like a good sign, does it?
You pick up one of those little mini bottles, you know, in the supermarket, and so I'd get on the train and I'd just sit back and drink, and then get home. By the time I walk back from the train station, I'd open a bottle of wine and have another drink, and so it's spaced out.
What's the attraction of drinking every night for you, drinking alcohol every night?
Well, I like the taste of it. I do enjoy a nice glass of wine, and then really the point where I was getting to that, it was just because you do come home and you think, I deserve a little treat, or this will help me relax. Everybody I've talked to said, yeah, you know, that's what you do.
I think it is very common, Ranveer. I mean, a lot of people come home, they say, well, I'll have a drink, it'll de-stress me. And it's sophisticated to have a nice glass of wine with your meal, and then the bottle's open. You don't want to waste. Red wine doesn't keep, so I've paid for it, I'll finish it. And then maybe a second bottle later on if there's a good film on. So it's very easy to get into that mindset.
And so, Gillian, have you changed your lifestyle at all since that show? Because it's going out tonight, but it was filmed a little while ago.
Yes, I have now. I went along, they sent me to a consultant and had my liver tested. It wasn't too bad. I mean, there's no permanent damage at the moment.
You don't want nearly not bad,
No, exactly. I was pleased that there's not serious damage at the moment, but I think I probably caught it just at the right time. There was a little bit of inflammation. So since then, I haven't had a drink at home.
Good.
And the only party I went to was a 1-year-old's birthday party, so I didn't drink there.
A bit of orange juice, that'll do, yeah.
So and I stopped drinking, and it was easy.
Is this a lifestyle decision now for you in the long term?
To stop drinking at home all the time, definitely. I'm not giving up alcohol completely, although I did commit from January. I'll give up for 6 months.
Good stuff.
But it was just a habit, and now I've stopped that habit of just automatically having a drink at home.
Great stuff. Thank you very much, Gillian, and thank you, Dr. Hillary. That show's on tonight.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.